Hey guys, glad to have you back. Today we'll be discussing pivot tables and how they can help us organize our data in order to see figures clearly. In our last video, we discussed Google Forms. We can see that Google categorized the data a bit. We have our sales agents, agency, and items sold. For example, in sales agents, we can see that Stephanie sold 4 items, which makes up 11% of the total items sold. But we want to see all this detailed information a bit more clearly. So we go to our data spreadsheet where the information was exported to from forms. We can see that we have all this data and it's quite difficult to get a clear picture this way. This is where pivot tables come to the rescue. Let's select all the data. In the menu bar, choose Data and Pivot Table. Select New Sheet and Create. I'll be showing you 3 examples of pivot tables. Keep in mind that there are an endless amount of ways to use pivot tables to help with your needs. In the first pivot table, we want to show our sales figures by agency. On the side, we have our pivot table editor, which we'll use to select which data we want to display. Under Rows, add Agency, and under Values, add Price. You can see that Sheets has also gathered information on the blank rows, so let's remove that. Under Filters, add Agency. In the status, we'll filter by condition is not empty, and click OK. You can see we now have a simple table that was derived from all of our unorganized data, which shows how much revenue each agency made. Let's add the number of items sold per agency. Under Values, add Item. We want our item to be summarized by count A. You can leave the Show As default, which shows the number of items sold per agency. Or you can change to percent of column, which will show the items by percentage. The same can be done for Price column. In default, we see the results based on the dollar figure. If we switch it to percent of column, we'll see the data shown by percentage of total sales. Now let's sort the data so that we can see which agency profited the most to least. In our editor, under Rows, we'll sort the agency by sum of price in descending order. The table is now sorted by the agency who was most successful to the agency who was least successful. Let's recopy all of our data and work on our second pivot table. In this pivot table, we want to see who our best employee is. Under Rows, add Sales Agent, and we see that we have a blank row again, so let's filter that out. Under Filter, add Sales Agent, and in the status, Filter by Condition is not empty. What we wouldn't want to do is simply uncheck the blanks. That wouldn't allow the table to automatically update if we were to add agents to our data table in the future. Under Values, add Item, and at the table we see how many items were sold per agent. But it isn't sorted in descending order, so let's fix that. Under Sales Agent, sort by count A of item and put the order by descending. Now we can see that the clear winner of items sold is Robert, with Stephanie coming in second. Perhaps we wanted to determine which agent brought in the most revenue instead. Under Values, we would remove Item and add Price. Under Sales Agent, sort by sum of price in descending order. The results are very similar, and although Robert is still on top, second place is now Sarah and not Stephanie. In one pivot table, we were able to show which agency was most profitable, and in the second pivot table, we were able to see which sales agent performed best. Now we want to see all that information in one pivot table. We'll recopy the data in order to create our third pivot table. Under Rows, add Agency, and under Columns, add Sales Agent. Remove the blanks by adding a filter for the agency and under Filter by Condition, select Is Not Empty. Under Values, add Price. Our table is now showing us all of our agencies and agents with the sales they made. We want to sort our table in order to see which agency sold the most. Under Agency, sort by sum of price and grand total in descending order. As you can see, California came up on top, but still we need the agents to be sorted by the most sales as well. Under Sales Agent, sort by sum of price and grand total in descending order. There you have it. The table is organized and it's easy to see which agent and which agency profited most. If you wanted to see the data in terms of items sold, not in sales, under Values, remove Price and add Item. Under Agency, sort by Count A of Item and Grand Total. Do the same for Sales Agent. Count A of Item and Grand Total. That's it! Your table's been updated quickly and efficiently. I hope this video helped you out. I'd love to hear your questions and comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. See you soon!